Hello and welcome to another fun-filled nonsense retrospective After Dark. I'm your host as always, Rick. Joining me equally as always is Devon.
Hello everybody, let's give a big shout out to Rick for remembering it is in fact an After Dark.
It is. We're doing something awful and evil and very degenerate today. We're ranking the Monster Girls, or we're ranking a very small segment of Monster Girls, but it's actually pretty good at covering a lot of things. But before we get too far into that, let's go with the good old time-honored tradition of the nonsense, asinine hypotheticals. What have you got for me today?
Alright Rick, I appreciate we're on a podcast which anyone in the world could potentially listen to, so with that in mind, what I'm going to ask you to do is, what is your most outlandish, out there, hear me out, that you're willing to admit to on air?
Right, so the most controversial one?
The one that most people would be like, ugh.
So maybe my most controversial hear me out is not for me. It's a,
well, most people's hear me outs wouldn't be for them because they're into it. Like, the hear me out is like, you know other people will judge you for thinking, yeah, I'd fuck this thing.
Yeah. Because, like, the first thing I thought of actually wasn't a fuck. It was an incredibly uncontroversial opinion.
Oh, no, that's not what I'm talking. We're doing After Dark, so I'm doing the hear me out, guys.
Yeah.
And again, I realise some people have got some interesting takes on what they would and wouldn't bang. So with that in mind, only the most depraved you're willing to admit to.
Yeah, because I'm also looking at the list that we've got today, and some of them are real. Because the thing is, we're doing all these today, so I'm trying to think of ones that are not just on the list.
Yeah, usually it's like a specific character as well, because like some people are fucking cunts.
Yeah.
There's like 5 games on Steam where you can just fuck Hitler.
Yeah.
Which, you know, that's a line to cross, isn't it?
It is a bit.
Also, how we're not even 5 minutes into the fun, sexy After Dark, and we brought up Hitler. Is that a record?
It is, actually, I think. I don't think we've ever done the baby Hitler question.
I'd kill baby Hitler in a fucking heartbeat.
Yeah, we're killing Cell. We're reporting Cell.
Okay, it depends on whether or not you're in diverging timelines. If you're in a thing where, you know, if you do a thing that changes history, you're now in a different timeline, as opposed to actually affecting things in the future. It's like, I probably wouldn't, because there's too many variables at that point. But whatever. We're just trying to fill air while Rick thinks what he's willing to admit to. He knows what he's done.
Like, especially like things on here, like, what's the weirdest thing? What, like the most culturally unacceptable thing? Probably.
Now, for those of you listening to the podcast, it's obviously going to be cropped out because of our state-of-the-art editing software, aka me and a clipboard. And you won't hear it, but Rick keeps taking monumental pauses, and those pauses might be him legitimately thinking, but I think part of that thought process is, should I actually say this one? I should probably go for a safer one.
Oh, it's definitely not going for number 2, because like Goo Girls are like right really top for me, but like a lot of people would go ugh.
Well, again, I don't think you understand the question if you're like, oh, just generic Goo Girls.
Yeah. I'm really struggling.
That's fine, you can just pass the question.
Yeah. I'll pass it back to you. I'm sorry, I'm really struggling. So who's your most outlandish and culturally hear me out?
I mean, that I would admit to on air, Xenomorph.
Alright.
But you know, I've got worse in my head.
Sure.
What's your question, Rick?
My one is just a real simple one of we have a list in front of us. What would you add to this list to
that's a shit fucking hypothetical question, Rick,
I
and
know,
you know it.
I know.
That's not even a hypothetical question.
Yeah.
Do better.
Well, I can't.
You can't? Okay, so no hypothetical from Rick this week because he's shit.
Yeah, so no answer and no question. Jesus, oh man. So yeah, let's get into it. Why
boo
not?
This man! Boo! Are you saying boo or boo Rick?
Brick. So we start with the alien, which I'm assuming is going to be more like xenomorphy.
Well, I don't know really, because again, we're doing this Monster Girl fucker tier list. It's just to create a Monster Girl tier list, and then someone's gone with generic fucking very broad overarching types. And the problem with Alien is, yeah, you could be like the Xenomorph or even the Predator or something like that, but Alien also covers people like Liara, who are very conventionally attractive.
Yeah, good old Tali. So I think we'll split the difference and put her in A. A.
I'm actually going to put them in B because I think aliens are boring.
Sure. Yeah. Because, like, yeah, we've seen really well written aliens, so I'm keeping them in A. But yeah, the Bat.
Yeah, here's the interesting thing: is I've seen loads of fun Bat hybrid designs, but the only actual canonical Bat character I can think of is Rouge, and I've got bad memories of Rouge, so she's going in C.
I think Bat is minimum A, because the one that I like were-rats and like little ratty gremlin things, and Bat is just that plus wings.
Are you gonna be? Is this gonna be a case of me trying to think of actual reasons and doing a well-structured list, and your list is just going to be like that simp from Interspecies Reviewer who gives everyone he's ever slept with an A plus?
Yeah, or the the succubus. Oh, sorry, the incubus is like, I cannot, in all good consciousness, rank any woman less than absolute queen.
Fucking loser.
Yeah. But yeah, the Bat is going minimum A, might get bumped up to S. B.
Aliens in B. Yeah, B's interesting. I can't think of any canonical B girls. The Wasp girl, or it might have been a Hornet that tried to kill fucking Kirikusa. What the fuck is his name? Musume dude.
Kimihito, yeah. Kimihito, yeah.
She was weirdly hot, but also super murder crazy. Yeah, so, although I've played a game, a hentai game on Steam, which was just, here's 3 different B girls, have fun, and it was fun.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I want to drink honey from their tits. Because that's how B girls work in every fucking thing ever.
Yep. Like, even like half the ants in Tainted Space are basically B girls.
I'm gonna put the B girls in A because I also like the B boys from tits.
Yeah. I'm putting B's in B. Well, yes, exactly. I generally like the designs. They're generally good. I think they're pretty middle of the road. Individuals could bump it up or down, but like, I know there's a lot more good individual aliens, so that's why I'm
By the by, did I
the alien above the B?
Did I say I put B's in A? Because I meant to say S.
Okay, you're putting S B's.
Well, yeah, because again, I'm just remembering Trials in Tainted Space, and those B boys and B girls, they are very eager to please.
Catleons.
Yeah, we had a bit of a back and forth before we started recording, and I have no idea why the creator of this decided to make the distinction of cat/lion.
Yeah, so cat girl, lion girl. I think the idea is the picture is a very furry lion girl, but yeah, that's going S for me.
I'm going to put cat girls in B for pretty much the same reason as aliens, where it's a very broad category, and you know what? I'll put them in A because Catcher exists. But like, that's all cat girls are, is ears and a tail.
Yeah. I'm bumping the Bats up. The Bats are in S.
No, I've got to bump cat girls down to B because I like cat. There's plenty of cat girls I can name and go, yeah, I like them. But unless we're talking like the Thundercats cat people, they are just ears and a tail.
Yeah, like this one's very definitely got like a lion head. You know,
that's just loads of hair, Rick.
Okay, but like a more lion-y nose that's not just like a human nose. You know,
if you say so. It's hard for me to see the picture, dude. It's in
she
black
looks
and
more
white.
like yeah. So she looks more like Kimari.
Oh, see. No, I don't like Ronzos. They're disgusting.
Centaur.
Centaurs are in a weird place for me because on the one hand they are great. On the other hand, horse pussy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put them in a C because I like them aesthetically and I probably would fuck one, but I don't like the idea of banging the horse half, and that's what you're gonna have to do.
Yeah. Like at least you're getting a like a human reaction to it. But yes, I'm popping the Centaur in B.
Like, I'm not judging anyone because at the end of the day they are a person. But horse pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Centaur B. Crustacean.
I can't tell you a monster girl that's crustacean themed.
Yeah, I'm thinking like the closest thing is frickin' Man Scorpion Tark. And
oh, I guess Scorpia then.
Yeah, so Scorpia.
Oh, but that's an arachnid.
Yeah, but like I think they're closer to crustacean than...
Except they're not. They're biologically, they are classed as an arachnid.
Yeah, and crustaceans are mostly decapods, aren't they?
Listen, I'm not saying I wouldn't fuck one. I just can't think of any examples, so I'm going to go for D.
Yeah.
This list originally had an F tier, by the way, which obviously is reserved for we will not fuck, but we know we're going to bang all of these.
Yeah, D's on there. Yeah, I think it's a good D. Dryad.
Yeah, I'm going to put Dryad in D as well. I'm sure it would be fun like once, but they're sentient trees, my dude.
Yeah, I'll pop him Dryad in B. They're generally pretty much the same reason you said about cats, in that they can kind of be generic.
Name me a Dryad that isn't generic.
Sarah's fauna is actually a Kirin, but yeah. They're all just green people. Eldritch horrors.
So this would be like Bloodborne monsters and Zoe from Monster Prom. So the fun thing about Eldritch horrors is, depending on which brand you get, you might be able to get one that can form their shape at will, and that's quite fun. On the other end of the spectrum, you will go insane.
Yeah. I'm putting them in C because, this category is even more broader than Alien, because yes, you might get Hanar, but yeah, you also might get Tali. But in this, it's like, yeah, you might get Lunetta, which is, she's pretty top tier because of the person that she is. Or you might just get essentially the absolute, like a formless blob of tentacles that is at the edge of your mind.
Yeah, I'm also putting them in C, although they're straddling that line down to D, because I know far too many bad Eldritches compared to good.
Yeah, well, they're the ones worth writing about.
That being said, I'm very interested to see that there is no elf on this list.
Yeah, I think elf was classed as just too human.
Quite frank, I agree with that assessment. Same with demons, which aren't on here either. Succubus are a kind of demon. Succubus they're even more human than fucking elves. But yeah, I'm part of plenty of Monster Girl subreddits with adult images, shall we say, and 90% of them are just elves, and it's like, man, you guys are fucking boring.
Ghost.
Yeah, I put Ghost in B. Ghost can be fun. Like, everybody knows Ghost can be fun. The amount of porn parodies of Sadako.
Yeah. I think B's good for Ghost. They're like kind of middle of the road. They like every ghost has different rules, piss off ghosts and all that. Again, this is more down to the individual personality and interpretation of the individual ghost.
Yeah. I mean,
we hope that they have at least some amount of control of physical form. Otherwise, it's straight to D. Then they're just a friend.
I'm actually going to bump them up to A, because I like all the ghost girls in Awaria, and Pollygeist, which is a great name for a ghost character. Her name is Polly. Her surname is Geist.
Yeah.
And she belongs in Monster Prom, and all she does is get high as fuck, and she can take as many drugs as she wants because she's already dead.
Yeah. But yes, okay, Harpy is the next one up.
I'm going to put Harpies in C, because they are far too commonly drawn as slender idiots.
Yeah, and the ones that are not are a lot more bestial, like the D&D Harpies.
I get what you're saying, but I'm also thinking of like not the maid, but the tavern worker in Interspecies is pretty much the perfect example of just a normal human who happens to be a Harpy. Yeah.
So she's a normal human who happens to be a Harpy, and she's a very cute one.
She's very round.
Yes, she is. But normally they tend to be either underage or very monstrous.
Yeah, and then you got Pappy, who's technically not underage, but she looks like she is because Japanese can't help themselves.
Yeah. Lamia.
Man, it took, out of all of the like pun names for the characters in Monster Musume, Mia was the one that I clicked on the latest. I was like, oh, because she's a Lamia, fuck.
Yeah, because she's also a Naga.
Well, they're the same fucking thing, Rick.
Yeah. Like, she's not just... Like, there's many words for the same thing. And if you're not thinking of the correct one when you're looking at the name and trying to determine what their pun is, then you're going to get the wrong one.
Lamias are a solid B anyway. There are many sexy snake girls, and nowadays we know they have 2 clits.
Yeah. So you have an easy time.
I mean, I get the joke you're making, but anyone who can't find that is a fucking moron.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Lamia goes in Oh man, can I rank her lower than a Dryad?
It's a fucking sin if you do.
Yeah, I'm ranking her the same as the Dryad in B. My B's going to be rather large. Lizard.
Oh, that's what it is. I can't fucking read that at all. They picked a bad font.
Yeah, it's Lizard. It's Lizard girls. I'm putting them in A. The cool thing about lizards, similar to lamias. They're cold-blooded. However, the lizard girls have more of the human features. Like, the ones that they have here are even wearing big old thigh boots, which is fantastic. It's just good-looking lady with dinosaur face. And also, you can warm them up, and they will be very happy about that. You are going to be their hot rock.
Yeah, you did send me an image not too long ago.
Yeah.
I like kobolds, the goblin type lizard people, but like actual lizard folk that are like this, it doesn't really do anything for me. It's going in C.
Sure. The mantis.
Okay, this is going in D, because while yes, I would absolutely fuck the shit out of a mantis girl, I find them incredibly attractive. Apparently I've got a thing for insects when they're not tiny. The problem is you will not survive this encounter, which puts it in firm D territory.
Yeah, like if we still had the F, that might be where it goes. Yes, the mantis is very cool. Scyther is a cool Pokemon, and I think we both smashed on Scyther. An actual mantis, yeah, you're not surviving. Mermaid.
I'm putting mermaids in D. They're very boring. I don't really want to fuck Ariel.
Similar. I'm popping them in C. They're a bit too normal. I'm bumping the centaur down to C.
I don't like these deciding to bump things down at a whim. It's very anti-list.
Yeah, well, the list is going to get screenshotted at the end and sent to you anyway. Once the list is mutable, like certain things. Yeah. So yeah, the centaur's coming down.
If you're an asshole.
But yeah, I'm essentially ranking centaur and mermaid essentially the same thing. They're just kind of human with like something else going on.
I also like the fact that Futurama is just straight up made the joke of, I'm gonna stay here and fuck Merlene, and Merlene's like, okay, what the fuck is that when you take your cock out? And it's like, it's my thingamajig. And it's like, okay, what do you do with it? Well, where's your thing? And it's like, well, usually I just lay my eggs and then you fertilize it and we fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah. Ariel is a very cute mermaid.
She's also like 12.
Mero is a rather hot mermaid.
Yeah, but she's a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, she's a fucking weirdo because of the My Little Mermaid mythos. Yeah.
My Little Mermaid?
Essentially, yeah. The My Little Mermaid, yeah.
My Little Mermaid, My Little Mermaids. I'll kill my dad for some dick.
Minotaurs.
Big buff burly Minotaurs go in A. Round fluffy sexy Minotaurs go in C. So they're going in A.
Yeah. I would put both of those in A. Possibly S for for an individual, but yeah, I think A is a good place for most of them.
Yeah.
Monkeys, and this one just looks like a Donkey Kong OC.
It's not even a Donkey Kong OC. It straight up looks like Candy Kong in a dress.
Yeah.
Monkeys are weird because it's weird. I'm putting them in D because none of them ever look good. Oh, I've got to put them in C. I've definitely fapped to a monkey person before.
Yeah, the problem with monkeys is that like they look too close to actual monkeys, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I get it. It's just the way they've stylized this particular one. Yeah, I'm just thinking like, yeah, it's more human than monkey, sort of. But it's the way they draw the Donkey Kong mouths, man. It's very odd.
Yeah. They like put a Sonic bottom thing or like a Homer Simpson like mouth bit on the rest of the monkey, which it's kind of canon, but C tier for me. Like they're better than what I've got in D. So Moth Girl.
Moths go straight to A. I like moths. I still remember a very humorous like 2-panel comic which I absolutely adore, and it's just a moth girl looking at a lava lamp, and the next thing is her in an ER room. Yep.
I agree with you. Moth Girl's in A. Mostly because my favourite bug IRL, the Venezuelan poodle moth, is a moth.
Yeah, but you don't want to fuck those.
No. Rubits.
Robots should not be on this list. I'm just saying it. But yeah, like you wouldn't put elves on, but you put robots on. The fuck.
Yeah, I think I have seen more robots go wrong than anything else. So C.
Yeah, robots are very broad. On the one hand, you've got like ED. On the other hand, you got BB-8. So yeah. I'm still gonna put them in A because I kind of want to fuck GLaDOS.
Satyr.
A satyr, eh? I always called them satyrs.
Oh, well, satyr, satire.
I'm gonna put them in B because they're just a little bit too rapey.
Yeah, like they get you wankered and then they haul you off.
But if everybody knows that's what the deal is. So if you go to a party with satyrs, you're kind of signing up for it. But at the same time, I don't want to get fucking shit-faced with satyrs.
Yeah. I want to remember my encounter, and I definitely don't want to have whiskey dick. Shark.
They're going straight to S.
Okay.
They obviously you have. I think the most popularized version of this these days is probably Gura, but
it is.
ignoring Gura because I don't want to fuck Gura. I think she's adorable and I think she's funny. I don't want to fuck that character model. Most shark girls are drawn as buff bullies, and I live for that shit.
Yeah. Sharks are kind of like, to me, a lot of the best parts of Minotaur and a lot of what I consider to be the best parts of lizards. I'm sticking them in A alongside the lizards and Minotaurs for me, in that yes, they're buff, and yes, they've got like a dinosaur-y face. Like, I think shark faces are close to dinosaurs because they've also not evolved since then.
If you say so. You're wrong, but you do you, man.
Yeah. Yeah, A for shark for me. This shark on this image is also rather buff. She's got massive, like, muscular thighs. Slimes.
Yeah, it's going to be a C for me. I appreciate that we're going to clash on this one because slimes hold a special place in your heart. For me, slimes are just far too... like, even in Trials in Tainted Space, it's like the first thing you do is fuck a slime. That's how generic they are in my book. And I'm not that big of a fan of Sue.
Sure. So yeah, slimes. Yes! Like, I love all the stuff you can do with slimes, especially when they're, more of a character and less of just a dump,
Hey man, you don't need to justify yourself to me. I'd fuck a B-girl or a B-boy.
Sphinx.
I have to put Sphinx in D just because I can't think of any Sphinxes outside of actual Sphinxes, and I don't really want to fuck that.
Yeah, like, there was a Sphinx in, I think, the, what was that game that came out that some people liked? It was like a sequel.
It's not fucking helpful, Rick. What was that game that some people liked? It was a sequel. That's not a lot to go on.
Yeah, it came out last year, and all the characters were pawns, and the last game was, like, really old.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Don't Google it. Just move on with our lives. It's fine. You haven't given enough information for us to care.
Yeah, I'm putting the Sphinx in D. No, I'll put the Sphinx in C. Basically, same tier as Centaur if it's a well-designed Sphinx. But you could say that about Centaurs anyway.
You could say that about any of these creatures. If it was was a banger design, it goes in S. No fucking shit.
Yeah. Spiders. I'm putting spiders in D. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm putting spiders in S because
Quelaag.
well, more Racnera to be honest, but
yeah, Racnera. Like the fact that you got Racnera as the teaser for.
Well, I listen, for that, what I typed in was Monster Musume lewd face, and that was the first thing that came up, so that was actually coincidence. But yeah, despite the fact that I don't even hate spiders, I don't like looking at them in real life because you can't work with them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like that they're just that bit too eldritch, aren't they?
I don't know what it is, man, because I can ignore spiders if they're not within reach. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll bump her up. We'll go see. It's better than a crustacean. Sorry.
But yeah, I adore spider girls. I think it's a very attractive thing. I don't know what it is. The idea and they're also implied to be like masters of bondage, which while it isn't my thing, it might be my thing if a master did it. Yeah. And yeah, I'm using Racnera as an example, but I'd probably fuck Quelaag. I'd definitely fuck Fair Lady.
Oh yes, she's very cute.
My standards are, I wouldn't say they're low, but that's a pretty fucking low bar, isn't it, Quelaag? Mm-hmm. Well, the woman half, not so much. The woman half is stunning, but the spider half is disgusting.
Yeah, and then cut to Kimihito going, my fetish is legs.
But the legs are on fire, sir.
Only when she's mad.
And listen, I don't have an aversion to body hair. In fact, I might be the opposite way, and it really does things for me. But the really hairy fucking abdomen and legs on Quelaag is really like, ugh.
Yeah. Succubus.
I'm putting them in B because at the end of the day, they are in like the pinnacle of attractiveness. If I'm going to use the if rule here, if it's the interspecies reviewer version of Succubus, werewolves they have to go in S because they can just transform into whatever the fuck you want whenever you want.
Yeah, like most of them just can and generally do. Like, I'm putting them in A because they're too cheaty.
I'm putting them in B because at the end of the day, yes, they are drop-dead gorgeous women. They will absolutely do whatever they can to sexually satisfy you, literally whatever they can. However, you will die.
Yeah. Tengu.
I can't name a single fucking Tengu.
Yeah, C at best. Like, what they've got as an image for this is basically just a generic demon lady.
Well, the whole thing about Tengu is they're just... don't think about D&D Tengus right now. Like, Tengus are literally just humans. They have wings, and they always have a really stupidly big nose.
Yeah.
So, I like Pearl, so they're going in C. They're not quite deep territory, but, I mean, come on. I was thinking it. I had to say it.
Yeah.
But, I can't think of any Tengu to base this off of, so I'm just going off the little picture we've got, and like, yeah, it's alright.
The tentacle waifu.
Yeah, they called it Squid/Octopus/Kraken. If this was the Monster Go Encyclopedia one, this would have like 5 entries, one of them being Kraken, and the Kraken is like 16 feet tall.
Yep.
And loves hugs.
Yeah, and like the Scylla also is, but like if she splays out her tentacles, she can go down to normal size, but then she's taking up the room.
Yeah, I'm putting Tentacle/Octopus/Squid in S tier because I'll roll with that.
Yeah, it's like all of the benefit of the bondage stuff, but like the bondage is like live and she's getting something out of it.
You think Rhaenyra isn't getting something out of tying people up? You've seen the way she looks when she manipulates that demon that looks like she's, shouldn't be getting bondaged.
Okay. Hear me out. Once the thread is out of her arse, she essentially can no longer feel it other than by, touching it.
I don't think you understand how sadism works.
Oh, yeah, totally. But like a tentacle person who is a bit of a sadist or a bit of a mischievous person is getting all of that, plus the fact that what they're tying you up with is still a part of their body.
But I'm not saying they don't feel that. I'm just saying that like they're getting the exact same sensation out of it, regardless of whether they get more tactile out of the tentacles being their limbs. But I'm just saying they're getting the same jollies from it.
Yeah, they get the same jollies from it. They get more tactile from it, and they can do things more actively as well. Like they can just feel you up. I think I'm putting her in A. The werewolf.
I've always interpreted werewolves as being big, buff, and hairy, and those are all things I like. So S tier.
Yeah, S tier, like prime furry.
Do you remember that cartoon movie we watched, Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School? So Plague of Gripes has done adult versions of the students in that, and the werewolf is just all of those things, and it's like, I think her name's Winnie.
The Yeti.
Thank you. I'm putting them in B because I think it's got all the pros as a werewolf. The difference being, I can't think of any Yetis.
Yeah, and also if the Yeti is going to be comfortable, you're going to have to be freezing your tits off.
You don't know that.
I don't know that, but I can infer it. This Yeti is very cute. She looks basically like Chewbacca with an anime face and a shaved midriff.
I like you said Chewbacca and not a Wampa.
Well, okay, yeah. I treat Wampas as bestial. I treat Chewbacca as friend.
That sounds like a racial slur, doesn't it? Oh, look at this Wampa. Doesn't it, though?
Yeah. And lastly, we have the zombies.
Zombies are weird because there are plenty of hot zombies. However, Interspecies Reviewers tells you the one thing that will always affect a zombie, and that is they stink. And that's about the only thing I have on my list of turn-offs. So unfortunately, love you, Zombina, but zombies as a whole go into D.
I kind of get you. I see. Individual zombies obviously go like way higher. Like Ollie is peak, but yeah, generally zombies you have to go really all in on the individual character rather than being a zombie. You haven't actually said what tier though. So yeah, I popped her in C. Turns out that B is not my most populated tier. It's actually C.
Yeah, so's mine actually.
Yeah. So from this list, do you have a Super Smash?
I mean, it's probably going to be B's because again, and Charles and Tate in Space is doing doing the heavy lifting here. I'm not even going to lie. If you've not played Trials in Tainted Space, just play Trials in Tainted Space. The first planet has plenty of B-girls and B-boys, and they're all hot.
Yeah, and the third planet has the ants, who are basically bees.
They're not. The ants in COC, maybe you could argue that, but the ants in Tits are completely different to bees.
Yeah, well, the gold ants, the ones that are basically like honey ants.
There's only like 5.
It's half of the third planet.
No, it's red versus black, isn't it?
It's red versus gold, and the gold ones are the honey ones, and they've all got massive tits that make honey.
I mean, I prefer the red ones anyway. I didn't spend much time with the gold ones. They kind of suck.
Yeah, the gold ones are just basically, if you want to come here to have pleasure, you go for the gold. If you want to come here and, actually have culture, you go for the reds.
I mean, they're also just as horny. Like, if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, they fucking capture you and take you to a brothel.
Well, not even that. They just take you as a trench wife.
No, that's if you lose a fight.
Yeah.
The one I'm talking about is when you're exploring their city and you have the little pass that says, yes, I'm allowed to be here. And if you accidentally lose that, a bunch of ant girls kidnap you and use you for a bachelor party because they think you're a whore.
Yeah.
Oh, that game's fucked. Rick, what's your favourite?
My super pass that I wasn't expecting was the bat. I think this is really cool. It was a really cool addition. I like her on there. Slime would be cheating because we know my proclivities, so we're going with the bat. That's completely unexpected. An unexpected S tier from me. And do you have a super pass?
Not really. I guess the zombies up there because again, I can't deal with smelly.
Yeah.
And like a zombie would have to smell of death, and I don't know if you've ever smelled death, Rick. It's horrible.
Yeah. Like I've smelled human decay. That's bad enough.
I've not. Yeah, but with me it's like dead animals because that's what my job used to entail, and they're horrible. They're stinky, and I wouldn't be able to tolerate that while trying to fuck something.
Yeah, and dead humans have got even more of a.
I don't really want to go into the depths of what dead humans smell like, so just do your super pass, yeah.
Yeah, my super pass is the mantis, because yes, as good looking as any of the bug people can be, the mantis one, especially as shown here, yeah, she's got the curves, but the head is still mantis-y and like a bit too alien for me as a mammal,
Where did you rank your alien?
My alien is an A, but Tali's an alien.
But my point being, you can't say something's too alien when your alien is in A.
Yeah. Yeah, mantis. Like I look at that head and I'm like, oh, enemy. But yes, if you liked today's list, you've got a comment section on YouTube or Spotify. Tell us what individual monsters, like pick one or two, and tell us what are your favorites, your super smash, your super pass, why we were unfair on any particular general gang of monsters here today. And if you don't have those comment sections, you can instead send us an email at nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com.
That's right, let us know what your favourite monster to fuck is. This is the Monster Fucker episode after all. And yeah, let us know what sort of ideas you want to see for After Darks in the future, because I've got to be honest with you, we're clutching at straws here.
A little bit. Yeah, we've done the obvious ones that are like sequels to ones that we've already done in the past. But yes, all the best everybody. Bye everybody.
Ciao.